Good morning. Today I want to talk a little bit about how my belief that knowledge is not power. I believe that applied knowledge is power. So let me tell you why I believe this. I've instructed 72 different courses in my life. I've spent close to 30 years plus in industry, in several different industries. I've done steel, power, refining, chemicals, consulting, software. I've done academia. And I can tell you that I've always been paid for what I could do, not always what I know. I know a lot of things, but I've never been paid for. So I believe that you do get paid for what you know, but only if you can do what you know. So, I do believe the learning is important. I mean, I am offering a Refinery Basics course, and so you can learn how a refinery works, how the different units are connected. But, it's important that you apply that knowledge, and the ideal situation is somebody who's working already in a refinery or is new to a refinery, and they take the course and they learn how the different units work together, and then they are able to walk into that unit, talk with the local experts, and ask questions, intelligent questions. Well, show me this. Why is this? How is it different than what I learned in the course? Now, that's active learning. It's not just, I learned that class, I'm an expert. Speaking of courses, I mean, I've instructed 72 different courses in my life. Am I an expert in those courses? I would say I'm an expert in a few, but I wouldn't say I'm an expert in all. I think that I can relearn the material in those courses very quickly, and be able to get back to the level that I was when I was teaching them. And that might be good enough for what I'm doing right now. Since I believe that in my application of knowledge, and it's no different than like the Refinery Basics course. I go from unit A to B to C to D all the way up to U, I believe. And as an instructor, I start chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and so on. If I'm working as a project manager, I might identify the milestones to go from the start of a project to the end of a project. I better know those milestones in the middle. So it's just a learning process, being able to break it down. But then if I learn part 1 but never know how to apply it, that's a mistake. It's just learning for learning's sake. And I really think you need to get in the habit of trying to apply the things that you learn, because if you apply it, then you'll eventually become quote-unquote expert. Now, just remember, life is a journey. It's not a destination. Just because you feel like you know something, there's always more to know. And you should always be thinking about, how do I adapt this from this other area to this? How do I add on to the pieces that I already know? Ideally somebody would take my Refinery Basics course and say, okay, I know enough to start learning. Then at that point say, okay, I know enough to start learning, pick up a book or go to the units and ask questions. So you are empowering yourself to, just knowing, but then applying it, going out there and actually understanding it. That's where the magic occurs. So I wanted to kind of make this short video about that concept, that it's just not about learning, it's about actually applying the stuff that you learn. Hopefully you found it of value. Take care.